Wow, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria, and we are making progress all the way. Don't forget that in all we are doing is all about talking everyone in the right direction, knowing fully well that Nigeria is our responsibility and everybody has a role to play in seeing to it that our nation gets better. No matter how bad things are right now, we can't just fold our hands and watch and just wait for a savior somewhere to come and help us with our nation. But it's time for us to look inwards and see how we can get things right, from the individuals, the corporate organizations, government agencies, the politicians, and everybody has a role to play in contributing to making our nation better. So with that, we welcome you to this morning's edition of Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. So for today, we are going to be looking at, still on the economy, but we'll be talking about how we can get more investors to the free trade zones in Nigeria and how they can take advantage of the free trade zones to boost the Nigerian economy. Don't forget that yesterday we're looking into the aspects of the commodities market, how we can get more involved in the commodities market for export purposes and for different aspects of helping the economy to thrive better. And particularly we're talking about the agricultural sector and the solid mineral sector, how they can get a very, very sure boost to produce at a very higher level, at a high rate compared to what is obtainable right now. So with that, we looked very well into it, and we were able to see that indeed, if Nigeria can invest in the commodities exchange market, a lot will be done, a lot will be achieved, and every sector we have a very good story to tell about it. So today, as we look into the free trade zone aspect, we're looking at how Nigeria can get into a way of taking advantage of what we have inwards and attracting investors to come from everywhere, from within Nigeria, from outside Nigeria, just like one of our callers talked about yesterday, the multinational corporations coming on board to be a part of our system and also to help in, because when you have a free trade zone, a lot of companies are attracted to come and invest. Factories can be set up, and a lot more can be achieved when those companies know that they are not going to be hounded for maybe taxation or different other incentives that they are given, so that they can function in such a way that they can even create employment for such environments. And at the end of it all, the government is benefiting, because when job opportunities are created for those societies and communities where they function, is also a plus for the government. So this morning, we'd like you to be a part of this conversation. You send us a mail on BlossomNigeria.com. You can chat with us now, and that is on 08030887339, 08030887339. Then you can also call us and let's talk on this number that we have given to you. Everyone out there, we have a work to do. So for the aspects of the free trade zones, we'll have a guest that will join us this morning, and as he joins us, we'll talk more on that and get everyone to be a part of it. But don't forget that every day of our lives, as in this very beautiful land called Nigeria, things may have gone so bad that we can't just fold our hands and watch. We just have to see to it that things are getting better day by day. You contribute your quota, I contribute my quota to making things happen. Then as we talk about that, tomorrow we'll also get into the aspects of discussing presidency, how every day we are still planning towards the 2023 mandate. What is going to happen? How will Nigerians approach that particular election or electioneering project? So we'll look at it from the angle of who and the individuals that are available, what are their potentials, so that Nigerians can look clearly and decide objectively. So when we talk tomorrow, it's going to be on the aspect of everything that has to do with the presidency. And as we discuss our candidates tomorrow, it's not because of several other options that are not there, but it's because of popular demand. A lot of people have also asked that we should look into different likely possibilities where we have maybe let's just give it to you as a word of suspense for now. So we'll give you all that it will entail later. But every day, don't forget that you have a role to play in making Nigeria better. Don't forget that every day. So we work on it, and we'll see to it that we also make our nation the right place for people from outside the borders to invest in, and they will not regret their investment. All right, so we'll give you a little background on this. We said that importance of free trade zones to boost the Nigerian economy after the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic cannot be overemphasized. The aim for the free trade zone is to attract foreign investment and generate employment, enhance trade and industrialization, promote exports, enhance foreign exchange earnings, encourage transfer of technical know-how to Nigerians, and contribute to the economic growth and development of Nigeria. So to buttress this fact, the managing director of the Nigerian Export Processing Zones Authority, NEPZA for short, Professor Adesoji Adesugba, has appealed to the organized private sector to patronize the country's free trade zones to ward off widespread business uncertainties. That's what he called it. And it will also bring about the business uncertainties that was brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. So using the COVID-19 pandemic as a reference point, the managing director of the Nigerian Export Zones Authority, Professor Adesoji Adesugba, is appealing to Nigerians to take advantage of the free trade zones to ward off business uncertainties that was brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. So NEPZA, which holds a double status as a facilitator and promoter of investment, free business environment, and a regulator that ensures compliance to standards, has argued that Nigeria's industrialization can be achieved faster if the government and the private sector work together to make it, work in a way that there's a full collaboration between the organized private sector and the business agency that is being coordinated by NEPZA. So we would like you to send in your comments like we said earlier, but as we give you more information, don't forget that everybody out there, you can take advantage of this. So just imagine a situation where a business is functioning, the business is not being taxed, the business is not being asked to maybe pay for anything else except for maybe a permit to function, and that is it. And when we have such occasions, we discover that such businesses, they do very well, because at the end of it all, they are also able to generate employment for the communities where they function. So every day, we still need to look into this and see to it that as a country, we are giving such incentives to investors that can come from outside and within the country. Then, according to the managing director of NEPZA, he says the organization that I heard was set up to manage and regulate free trade zones. So the free trade zone is the only business enclave now that guarantees nearness to markets, dislocated by a strain in global transportation and logistics against the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. So the pandemic, as we are aware, continues to distort businesses, logistics globally, and global investors are looking for workable free trade zones to move into. So Adesugba is calling for investors to come into Nigeria. Every part that has a free trade zone to offer, take advantage of it. Then Adesugba also said that doing so would guarantee the preservation of the supply chains and their investment. So he therefore urged businesses and business communities to consider patronizing the 42 free trade zones across the country with a view to reducing the negative impact of the pandemic on their businesses. So he says if we can take advantage of the various incentives, and the incentives include a tax holiday, absence of customs duty, and absence of several other multiple taxes that are charged outside of the zones, he says then our businesses can stay afloat. He further said that the authority was working assiduously to introduce a variety of economic special zones. They call them EXZ, economic special zones, adding that medical, solid minerals, agriculture, and technology will be well considered. So everyone out there know for sure that if you are in the agricultural sector, the medical aspect, the technology, and the solid minerals will be given a very strong tax holiday, and they are given priority consideration because of what they stand to generate for the economy, just like we looked at agriculture 2 days ago. So the medical is there, technology is there, solid minerals is there. And we also said yesterday that taking advantage of the commodities exchange market can also help them to do better, and also help those that are within the country to also have more business prospects. Then he disclosed that the establishment of constituency industrial parks in over 300 federal constituencies were also being contemplated, adding that these can only be achieved with the active participation of the private sector. So in other words, the private sector coming on board will help the free trade zones to do well, and government cannot set up a free trade zone for just government agencies and associations. No, it's asking the private sector to come and take advantage of it, and also asking the private sector to see it as a means of staying afloat as a business entity. So whether it's a business community or just a business organization that is maybe like a factory or whatever it is, those are very good incentives that they can take advantage of. Let me give out the incentives again as he said it. He said they include the tax holiday, absence of customs duty, and absence of several other multiple taxes that are charged outside of the zone. So these are very, very good incentives that they can take advantage of. So earlier, we also have that the President Muhammadu Buhari was thanked for appointing this former Naxima president as a member of NEBSA chief. Let me take that again. The President Muhammadu Buhari has been appreciated for appointing the Naxima member as NEBSA chief executive. So in other words, get into the act. This man knows it. He has been there as Naxima. And when we talk about Naxima, we are talking about the National Commercial, let's give it to you as it is. That's the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture. The Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture. So they have it. He has been there. He has been a member of this association. And they also have their counterparts in different states. You have it in Lagos State, we have it as the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So we have different of such associations all across the nation. So this is the man that is now the president of the Nigerian Export Processing Zone, talking about NEBSA. So we have everything to make it work, just like we said yesterday, for the industries and agricultural sectors that can take advantage of the commodities exchange market. For this, the free trade zone will definitely work, create more businesses, attract more businesses, and also generate employment for our communities. So we have a call coming in right now. Let's take this call. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning, BlossomNigeria.
Yeah, good morning. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
BlossomNigeria.
Yeah, you are welcome.
I was watching your program just now, and the topic today, quite interesting, very interesting.
Thank you so much.
Nigeria can boost economy through
Free trade zones. Yeah.
I think this kind of topic is something that galvanizes the nation in the right direction.
Yeah.
because during the COVID-19, we have suffered a lot of economic downturn, and a lot of things have happened. A lot of jobs have been lost. A lot of companies have closed, and so many things have happened. And the effect is still telling on us as a country. And then coming up with a title, a topic, a subject like this is quite at the right time.
Yeah.
Because one of the ways through which the economy can bounce back and recover speedily is to quickly encourage industrialization, manufacturing, production, and businesses. So one of the ways is through this free trade zone. This is an initiative or a scheme a lot of states should adopt quickly to bounce back and become more productive.
Yeah.
So what is the free trade zone all about? It's just to give exemption to some areas or to some sectors, to ask them, not to really pay taxes, to exempt them from taxes. So I think it's a welcome development. Like in Lagos, for example, I am in Lagos. And like Lekki now, I think there was such a concession and Lekki, given to some people in Lekki. Lagos can move further, like Badagry, for example.
Yeah.
Badagry is still very much underdeveloped.
Yeah.
So government can move further to make that place a free trade zone.
Yeah.
In such a way that we encourage, especially for agriculture, for health sector, and then for education, and then for businesses, they can make them that area in particular in Lagos. When that place is free trade zone, a lot of companies can migrate to that place. But nothing goes for free. You can't say it's a free trade zone and then everybody's going there. No, there must be an agreement with some with government, private, public-private partnership in such a way that apart from providing jobs and employment, there must be some commitment towards infrastructural development such as roads and what have you. So there must be some. It's like you rub my back, I rub your back.
Exactly.
So it's very, very good. Then aside from the local free trade zone, we also should give concession at this time to some
international,
sectors like agriculture. Agriculture should be a free trade zone. A sector in such that anybody involved in agriculture should be exempted for now for paying tax. Let the economy revitalize. Let us bounce back so that all encouragement, fundings, and manpower and technology required to make that sector develop quickly should be provided, should be given. You understand? So I recommend that in some states. I wonder, that's why some states, when they think deeply, they can understand that this is one of the techniques in which state can easily develop.
Yeah.
When you invite companies to come to your state, okay, I'm not going to collect tax. They will come in and they will take care of so many things.
Yes.
And because government cannot do it all. What government can do in an economy is to provide an enabling economy, providing security and providing a favorable condition for companies to grow. Because it is a private sector that must run the economy, and it is a private sector that also develop the economy, not really the government. The government issue is to provide that.
It's a public-private partnership.
Yes, a platform for the economy to thrive. So then it's a welcome development. I want to encourage the government to look into this.
Okay.
To look into it. In fact, so much that even that it becomes one of the prerogatives and priorities of the government to make sure that sectors like agriculture is encouraged as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And then solid mineral, the company that into solid minerals should also be encouraged. So with this, it will go a long way in boosting the economy and making it possible for the economy to thrive.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. That's a very nice education coming from you. So we have it that most states can take advantage of this incentive and attract businesses to their states, especially companies that can set up factories that can generate employment for those states. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir. So we appreciate your comment on this. But now, giving it as a means of the carrot on the stick, what else can the government give that, for instance, they've already told them that you will not pay tax. Every other thing has been taken care of. Just come on board. So the education and enlightenment of the businesses out there, do you think is strong enough to attract them to come on board right now when we're talking about boosting economy?
You see, the main thing is communication. Communication is the key. You know, the other day I called. I want to, it's an apology to the government. They are not doing so much as per creating communication.
The rights, yes.
See, yes. People don't really know this. For example, if you make the communication clear enough, simple enough, you produce jingles, you go on, you run an ad on TV, on internet. I mean, for example, if you watch CNN, there are some countries what they only advertise is tourism. Tourism, they will tell you, they will show you a giraffe, they will show you lion, they will show you, you know, and that is what some of these white folks go to that country to
exactly.
do. Bahamas Republic, for example, is living on tourism. They don't produce anything. The only thing they end their living on is on tourism. So it all depends on how far you can communicate. I mean, you can communicate. You understand? Because the image of Nigeria outside is very, very bad. So our country, our government need to spend some time to project our image, the green, white, green flag, project the image of Nigeria in a positive light.
Okay.
The other day, the British issued a communique stating about 6 states. Citizens, British citizens should not go to in Nigeria. They listed the states. That is bad publicity, and our government did not do anything to counter that bad image. They didn't do anything; they just kept quiet. And it was aired on TV, on social media. Don't go to Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't have enough resources to protect you. There's insecurity. There's loss of lives. And our government just kept quiet and kept looking. And that is the way every other person will perceive us. At this moment, we cannot continue to do trade with China alone. There's a lot going on in the world. China alone cannot give you all that you want. Otherwise, you are telling us that you are subletting your sovereignty to China, when they are not able to pay back their loans. So Nigeria should do a lot. Our government should do a lot in terms of publicity.
Okay.
States will not understand it. People may not understand what we say free trade zone. People don't understand. It's not a regular language.
It's not a regular language.
Understand it, they will know.
Exactly.
If you establish this social company in so area, it's free. No, you won't pay tax. You won't do this. You won't do that. There's job opportunity in Badagry or in so and so. People will take advantage of that. But when everybody just quiet about it, and you expect people to know by going to do research. No, it won't work that way.
Okay.
So government
should do more of publicity.
Put in a lot of money in publicity.
Okay.
And tell us what the government is offering, the benefit of free trade zone, how it's going to enhance the economy, help in employment, and give you get investors, foreign investors to come into your country to invest, gives you foreign exchange and earnings, and so on. These are ways government can also help to improve that area and sensitize the people.
Okay.
To know about what this scheme is all about.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your call. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right. Wow. So this is still a discussion on Dialogue Box this morning, talking about boosting the economy through free trade zones. And we have a caller that just spoke to us now, telling us that the government needs to do a lot more in communicating, sending out publicity, jingles, different things that can get people to understand more. What do they mean by free trade zones? Do everybody understand, and do they all know what it takes? So if the understanding is high, people can take advantage of these schemes more. So most of these initiatives are such that if people are not aware, just like what the managing director of NEBSA is calling businesses, come and advertise, come and set up your business, come and do whatever else you need to do. Most people, if not that they are hearing from him, they didn't even know that most of these initiatives exist. So a lot more needs to be done by the government for communication, just like our caller said. A very, very key point that government needs to be very, very strong out there pushing out these ideas and letting people know. Even yesterday, talking about communities that are on the commodities exchange market. We still have a lot of ignorance out there. A lot of people still don't know. What do they mean by commodities exchange market? So most of these are areas that we know that everything needs to be put into the successful execution of this project. All right, we have we have some special calls and the rest that are coming in, and the acknowledgement of our programs, and every other person out there. You are welcome on board, and you can also send us your comments. Type your chat to us what you think. If you can't call, you can type it to us and let us know what we are looking at now. All right, we have a comment here from Joshua Iben. He says, good morning, Blossom Nigeria. Excellent topic. Truly, free trade zone is the only way the government can strengthen our economy at this time. This will strengthen our infant industries and also help them This will strengthen our infant industries and also help them make more profit. The government should not also forget to invest more in power and transportation sector. This is also a bane to businesses in Nigeria. So in other words, infant industries will do well, talking about taking advantage of the free trade zones in enhancing their businesses, advancing the opportunities that are available to them. And when they do this, they can also be a benefit to the community in which they are operating. For instance, if a company is set up like the Badagry that the last caller just used as an example, if more businesses are attracted to that area and they are told to invest, and in the process of investment, more of the citizens of those that are within the Badagry and Agbara axis are employed. So that's a very good way to create employment for those who are in that axis. So we need to find out from everyone out there, what more can the government do in working towards a public-private partnership with the private sector? And this is a key part of it. That's the free trade zones. Every day, every time, new thoughts, new ideas are coming out. And that's why we say a very big thank you to Professor Adesoji Adesugba for making this very strong movement. Like we have just heard, more needs to be put into publicity. The free trade zones, they matter a lot. So they are very, very key to helping our nation do better in terms of businesses. Foreign businesses can be attracted in, and when they come in, they know, for instance, that they are safe, security wise is good, then the prospects are there, then they have the right market. That's what we talked about yesterday, commodities exchange market. So after production, they know that these goods can easily go out if they want to export them. So you can see that it's a value chain, and with that value chain, every aspect has benefits that accrue to it. Every aspect has benefits. So every time we look at this, we want very key aspects of those who are participating to give us what else they think they can also bring in as suggestions and opinions. Just a second. Okay, I just got a message in that somebody would like to do a video chat. So I would like to know who this is. The person watching that would like to do a video chat, bring them on camera. Just a second. I think I need some assistance here. Where's my... Just a second. We have somebody that would like to do a video chat with us. Let's just get him on board. Is he on? Hello? Still coming on. So while this is coming on, let's get your own thoughts, your comments, your opinion, and let us know what you think about the free trade zone. We are not just talking about going to trade every day. We're talking about production, aspects of production whereby factories are set up, industries are set up, and that is a very key point on industrialization. Very, very key. All right. Okay, so while we're trying to work or sort out the video chat, if we are able to do that, that would be nice. So while this is trying to come on board, like we said earlier, always send us your comment, your thoughts, and your opinion. Subscribe, you can share and let others know what we're talking about. And we even need the government to know and understand more that apart from just having it in on paper and in different documents that are going from one ministry to the other, they need to send out this information to the average citizen out there needs to know the benefits of having a free trade. Getting this information to the right corners, and every point you see that the information is everywhere is a burning issue in the community. So every time we talk about the economy, we're looking at different aspects of boosting the economy, and that's why this week we've given quite a lot of attention to different aspects of the economy. Agriculture, definitely we have seen, can play a very good role in helping to develop the economy. We've also seen that for agriculture, giving room to more aspects of access to funds is very key. So beyond just having different programs like the Anchor Borrowers Program and the rest, let there be, like our analyst said, free access to funds, easy access to funds. Then we've also looked at the commodities exchange market, how many more or how much more these aspects of the economy can help in exportation and in foreign earnings for the government. Very, very key. Very key. And while internally it is helping develop the economy, externally is also bringing in income for the government, both at the federal and at the state level. And we said yesterday that states don't need to wait for federal allocation anymore, but they can use these commodities to get into the commodities exchange market and also derive some extra earnings for their states. Then today, we've looked at how free trade zones can also boost the economy, just like the managing director, Professor Adesoji Adesuba, has suggested that companies can come on board. There will be tax exemption. He calls it tax holiday. Customs duty will also be exempted, and different other areas. So we think companies, factories, industries can take advantage of this and help the nation do better on the economic scale. And tomorrow, we'll have it on board, and everywhere we'll talk about it on Let's Talk Presidency. We'll be looking at different aspects of preparation for the 2023 election. But guess what? This time around, we will be repeating a candidate we have looked at before, but due to popular demand and the fact that there are different links and information out there that formally he has indicated interest, but we are not going to preempt that. We just want to look at what is available on ground, and that is considering Wole Tinubu. We are looking at our candidates for 2023. That's Tinubu and Dogara. So they will do a very good combination according to people and what they have been projecting. So let's look at that tomorrow. Tinubu versus, or with Dogara, not versus. They are coming together as one for the presidency, the other one for vice president. So let's look at it. Is it really realistic? Is it something that Nigerians should support? Is it something that Nigerians should say no to at this early stage? And if it is, what and why are the reason that they should be asked not to go into such? But let's look at that combination tomorrow, and we'll talk more about it on Let's Talk Presidency tomorrow. Thank you so much for staying with us, and until we see tomorrow, don't forget that on Blossom Nigeria, we'll talk Nigeria in the right direction, and everyone has a role to play in it. Do have an excellent day. We believe in the Nigerian dream.